Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Another quick look here at Solana, double checking a few key factors. We're seeing mostly bullish qualities here. There's no reason to consider shorting this coin. While it is overextended on certain time frames, it's absolutely looking pretty solid here. More likely to increase. You got to keep in mind though too, we are coming up against this 0.618 fib level on the macro. This is the largest time frame retracement here from top to bottom, just kind of giving us perspective on where we're at here. So this 0.618 fib level, common retracement area, we saw the more recent time frame minus a candle wick above to effectively close below there and continue lower for the last couple of months, right? So long story short here, we're coming onto a resistance range. It would make sense for the price to kind of slow down here soon. Once again, hinges on Bitcoin too, because Bitcoin's having a nice solid little hour, the last hour of continuation. We're up about 500 on that. So again, good stuff there overall, mostly positive. But let's take a quick look here at the backend data. Now I do have this pulled up already, just kind of give it a little bit easier here for us. So when it comes to Solana, we can see there's not a ton of liquidation here left remaining above, right? We got some very late shorts at 178, which makes sense. That's that golden pocket. We're in that resistance range right now. But there's a lot of shorts here kind of that just got swept here between 176 and 177. All that being said, really just implies that there's not a lot of liquidation left to the upside, and that if there is a pullback, just keep in mind the area of 166 may be a consideration there, because there's about $780 million in liquidation at roughly 166. Okay, keep in mind this is on one exchange, so just bear that in mind, right? It's probably a lot higher than that. So taking a look here, of course, at Solana, double check on the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and start with our weekly, actually, as a matter of fact, because I do like to do like kind of a macro analysis on Sunday, which is kind of where we're at here right now. And we can see a very, very solid week here. Good, solid week of recovery. That strong point of control between 130 and 145 holding strong. And obviously at this point here, with the more recent high at about 155, never got retested there. Okay, so that was the area I was looking to get entered into. And again, a lot of coins ran this week without being able to get that confirmation for a long position with that bullish back test of those descending, or in this case, a parallel trend line. Anyways, the reason why we're here on the weekly, rather, is to talk about the 20-day SMA being right there in that 155 to 160 range. So that reiterates and reaffirms that this 163 is probably going to be the next point of I wouldn't say point of control, but a point of pivot, right? Where the price action will likely bounce off that level. 0.5 is a common retracement area after 0.618 holds. So if 0.618 holds here and we close about 175, 176, and then potentially retrace, 163 would make the most sense for a pivot point. Again, just some kind of things to think about there. It's not exact science. The 20-day SMA isn't necessarily a strong support level, but it does imply that with us being back up above it, we're more likely to see upside than downside, and that could essentially work as an area in which we see the price bounce. Take a look at the daily though. We see a very strong continuation here. No reason to consider shorting this coin. If we take a look at TD sequential, we are overextended. Well, we had a brief day or two's worth of consolidation at 155, 156. The price action continued higher and hasn't looked back. So we're literally 9 days of continuation. And when you look at Solana and its history, generally speaking, it's going to hit a 9 and either continue or turn itself around. Now, I know it seems like a weird, funny thing, huh? Because again, it's not exact. But you can see a lot of instances where the price action will reverse itself when you hit a 9 or an 8 on TD sequential. See, there's occasions, though, you got to keep in mind, because we're going to look at the momentum that we have on smaller time frames. If we still indicate that here on the smaller time frames, then there's probably more continuation potential for this coin. So it's not a guarantee the price is just going to turn itself around because we're overextended into this. That doesn't mean too much. It is a contributing factor nonetheless, so we just got to be mindful that, you know, an overextension leading into a 0.618 fib level, it would make sense for the price action to start to, at the very least, go sideways, reset, and spend a few days consolidating before it legs up, okay? All that being said, we're coming up to 70 on the RSI. That is a resistance range, so we're getting closer to resistance. But we have a second stochastic swing up, and money flow index is extremely high, so people are really, truly investing in this coin a lot more now in the last 14 days than the previous 14, okay? So again, all good things in that regard. When you look at the moving averages on almost every single time frame, you can pretty much recognize that we're over every single moving average. So that really just implies that you do not short into this. Even if we drop below the 20, you don't want to short. The best consideration to consider a short in most cases for me is a lot of contributing factors, of course, but looking for a break below 50 on the RSI, of course, but the SMA as well. So at this point, if we look at this here, we're over all moving averages. We're over 70 on the RSI again. Stochastic swinging up, and money flow index is high. Those are all strong signs you do not want to short into. So there's nothing here that tells us it's worth, trying to short into the pullback. Granted, the price will pull back at one point, right? It may even pull back aggressively. And if so, don't feel any FOMO with that. Because again, shorts don't make a ton of sense in this current market that we're in right now. Ever since Bitcoin broke its descending trend line and closed above 60,000, hasn't looked back. A lot of coins are doing the same thing here. So you're statistically more probable to find success going up than down. I know it sounds kind of weird too, because it's like, I think we've got, 2 short positions open right now and no longs. And the reason for that is because, again, waiting for these longs to pull back and the overextensions that we're playing into with liquidation levels having been swept, those are the shorts that we're entering. Okay. Again, this coin does not exude that behavior though. So please recognize that Solana is not a coin we're shorting right now. Again, every consideration here to leave your long position open. I would just adjust your stop loss higher as the price continues into profit and ensure that you consider buying the next dip. If the next dip does occur, once again, this 0.5 fib level, 163 makes sense, which is, again, a decent amount of control there if you kind of zoom out. We got a lot of support in this range there. But I would say 163 is a solid consideration. Best case scenario, 155. That was the original entry I was hoping to find, and we just barely missed that. So, again, is the market full of missed opportunities? Absolutely. In fact, I got some FOMO this morning from AVAX, and as a matter of fact, that coin took off. I missed my entry by 2 cents. It was ridiculous. Anyways, that stuff happens, folks. It's okay. You just got to move on to the next. There's tons of opportunity. And if you missed one here today, there's going to be plenty more in the future. So try not to let that control you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll go ahead and post our playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Join us over with BitUnix Phenomenal Exchange. Use my link to register so you get some excellent rewards. No KYC or VPN there. And obviously, above all else, jump on over to our Discord. We got a phenomenal group here. It's a lot of fun. We just have a ton of fun together, and it's a cool experience. So I can't speak high enough about that. And thanks again for the awesome feedback to my community. I appreciate you all nonetheless. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Take care.